Hello everyone, myself Dr. Omkar Sangita Dileprao Sonone, a faculty at AFMG, and I'm glad to welcome on board our successful graduates who have recently passed their FMG examination, and they are here with us to answer a few questions that almost all the FMG aspirants have when they are about to begin their preparation. So we are going to seek some answers for all the questions that usually FMG aspirants have in their mind. But before starting with the interview, I would like everyone to basically introduce them to our audience. Please go forward. So let's start with Dr. Vikalp.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Vikalp Nigam, and I have recently passed my AFMG in first attempt, and I've done my studies from AFMG Coaching Institute, and there I've been really guided and best motivated by Dr. Vikas sir and Dr. Omkar sir, and of course Dr. Talib sir. Like the faculty there, like we all know that it's the exam just not about the knowledge and concepts, but moreover it's like motivation also plays a great role, plus the dedication and the kind of strategies planning, and of course knowledge and concepts goes with it. So these mixed bag of everything and proper timings just help us to crack it. So for me, I've been a student here from past 2 years. Like back in my college days too, I was following AFMG completely. Then I've stick to the AFMG Institute from 2 years, and I've not been deviated to any other topic or any other coaching institute or any other material on YouTube or any other platforms, because sticking to one source is very important rather than distracting from other sources. So here I am to help you all, guide you all, and just answer few of the questions which Dr. Omkar sir has been asking right now.
Right. Next is Dr. Farsana. Are you there? Next will be Dr. Komal. You can unmute yourself.
Hi everyone, I am Dr. Komal Dinesh Kaushik. I have recently passed my FMG exam, FMGMCI exam in very first attempt, and I'm glad to inform that I have also, like the Dr. Vikalp said, I've also stick to the AFMG from the last 2 years, and I have attended my this I've attended my vacation batch. Sorry if I'm a little bit conscious right now.
That's fine.
But I have attended the vacation batch. Then after graduating from Kazan State Medical University, now after that I joined their offline mode of studies in Delhi. And all I have to say that my experience with AFMG is very good. It's been such a wonderful journey. Throughout these 6 months, I think Dr. Omkar itself and Dr. Vikas, they are throughout this whole journey, they are with you, helping us and just motivating us. That's it.
My pleasure. Dr. Pakhi.
Hello everyone. I'm Dr. Pakhi Gautam, and I don't have a history with AFMG like my previous colleagues. I only joined in July, and I have to say I joined the online batch, and the 6 months everybody keep telling me it won't be enough, but the AFMG faculty, were all very helpful. They all were very supportive. I could reach the teachers anytime, and it was very easy for me to do that. When everybody keep telling me that you have to join offline batches or you have to study for a long period of time, the 6 months were enough, and the material given, the support given was very much helpful from every faculty there. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. Dr. Yuvraj.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please go further and introduce yourself.
Okay, sir. Okay. Myself, Dr. Yuvraj Saini. Uh, Actually, I joined AFMG because of some seniors, like they suggest me that you should join AFMG. after joining, like, I was clear cut that I will only focus on the AFMG, which the material they will provide only on that material. Like, I never go to any other faculty in these 6 months. I trusted. Even like some students are saying, or some my fellows, they were saying like they have short notes or like only this much book, 100 pages, 200 pages. Like they were counting the pages, like you have only like this much. So I said like I think it's enough. And after all that, at last I also attended QRS TNDs, all TNDs. Some of TNDs I watched even 2 times, 3 times, like big subject. So it helps me a lot. And at last I use QRS for my revision on the
Mhm.
exam day also, like in the early morning, in the like break session also. It helps me a lot. 6 months are enough, more than enough, I will say. But for like my fellows or for my juniors, I'll say just start from
Right.
starting. Like I just pick up the speed at last two
True.
months, 3 months, which like you can do
True.
before 4 months, 5 months. So it will be enough, more than enough.
Right. So that's great, basically. Now, I have two types of questions, basically, because we have different groups of people over here. So the first question would be to Dr. Vikalp and Dr. Komal, and that would be, how was your experience with the vacation batches of AFMG, and what do you think was the additional benefit that you had basically to be associated with AFMG for so long? Like, even in your fourth and fifth year, you have been attending classes of AFMG online. So, what was the benefit that you had, or that extra edge that you had once you came back after graduating? Dr. Vikalp?
So for me, timings play a crucial role. There, like for example, there we have continuous classes for whole day. And the best thing about AFMG platform is that they understand this and they held their sessions in the timings which do not just clash on upon the students, those who are having classes with like in universities. So no
Right.
early classes are there. Like classes always start from like 10 or 11 in AFMG, and there itself at Russia, it counts for around 7:38 a.m. in the morning. So
True.
it was not such an issue that I'm going to miss them, first thing. Secondly, sir, all the recorded lectures and videos are available in the AFMG app. So
Right.
that's like we can again and again watch them. And if like we are having any doubt, we can again play them. So like it's also very important. And also like teachers are in proper communication. It's not like that that you are abroad so they are breaking the link or something. There's a proper connection, communication via WhatsApp, via Telegram or Instagram. And like you can post your questions or ask anything, like even comments on the topics which you feel like are difficult. And of course,
True.
you, I've texted you so many times during the preparation days, and when I was back at Russia too. And
Mhm.
main thing is the time management, sir. So I felt this
Right.
that AFMG is very good at this, like maintaining time rather than other coachings, which like
Mhm.
keep the sessions continuously for 10 to 12 hours. AFMG
Right.
is best in maintaining the time of the student. So this I think is the foremost biggest thing which a student should focus on to when she is in the university in Russia.
Right, right. That's great, basically, as you have told us about the time management, because that becomes an issue when you are actually at the university and have to manage the vacation batch also, and as well as the university classes. Dr. Komal, how was your experience with the vacation batch, and what additional benefit that you think you basically got after coming over here?
So, first of all, I'd like to thank my senior, the Dr. Anushri. Now she is definitely about to complete her internship in RML Hospital. So she suggested me to just join a vacation batch. And while preparing her, I really admire her because obviously she has a great impact on my life. So while she told me just join the vacation batch, at least you get to know, you have an idea. So what's going on, what kind of pressure you need to face, and what are the at least you get to know the content. Okay, so this is the enough content, and what kind of content, and how you need to approach the subjects. In those 2 months, I generally just see observe my seniors as well as I try to study, and I just see that okay, so this is the kind of pressure I'm going to face next year. So
Right.
uh, so when I come, actually I joined on 23 of July.
Mm-hmm.
So when I came, so okay, I was very mentally prepared that okay,
Right.
this kind of pressure is I'm gonna face. So at least that vacation match helped with me with mental pressure, and obviously that
True.
physical pressure, and that is actually a great help because I'm that kind of person. If I cannot take too much pressure, so I have to be prepared before that. So vacation batch give me an insight of the exam. Okay, so like what
True.
this is the kind of preparation I actually need to do. That's it.
Right, right. That's basically you have summed up it really well. Like you were actually mentally prepared to handle all that pressure that you actually may face all of a sudden, if you have not attended the vacation batch after you come back for after your graduation. That's true. Now, my next type of question would be to Dr. Paki and Dr. Yuvraj. Basically, the difference or the experience that you had with the online and the offline coaching, because Dr. Paki has attended the online session, whereas Dr. Yuvraj was in the offline session. So, I would like to know basically about that itself. Let's talk to Dr. Paki about her experience with the online platform of AFMG. Was it beneficial? Secondly, like, were there any issues that she has faced? And what do you think? What was your overall experience?
Sir, I didn't have any issues, first of all, because the management of the class timings, and I was getting every video on the AFMG app. Like,
Right.
if I have to go somewhere on an emergency, or if I
Mhm.
am not feeling well, so I could watch the videos on the next day. And
Right.
Dr. Vikas would come on before many classes, and he will like talk to us, and he will like give the prep speeches and everything. Those were very helpful. And
Right.
the subjects were taught in a way that was very easy to comprehend. And
Right.
the most helpful thing for me in the online batch was that I could reach the teachers easily.
Yeah.
And because I had consulted previous seniors and everything, and
Hmm.
they had told me that AFMG teachers are easier to approach and everything. So I found that very helpful for me, that I could just
Right.
message my teachers if I have any query when I'm studying by myself. And on the online batch, for me, I can't study for a long time. I can
True.
study in small breaks, and then that is very much helpful for me. So that was a great advantage for the online batches. The classes, they were for like 2.5 hours, then you would get a 15-minute or something break, and that would be
Right.
very much helpful for me to recharge, take a
Right.
drink, something, walk.
True.
And
True.
I
True.
felt very much less pressured to study in that way.
Right. So you have rightly mentioned and pointed out the important aspects I feel about the online platforms, like those who cannot definitely come offline. So it's not that you cannot study or anything. You definitely get enough breaks. That's the important thing. And secondly, you told that the faculties were approachable. That's actually a very important thing, because in online most of the times it happens that the connect which is there, na, it is lost most of the times. Right.
Mm.
Dr. Yuvraj, what was your experience with the offline then?
Sir, actually, I'm not a kind of online person. Like, I not like to study online. So I prefer, like, who can come offline will definitely he should join offline sessions only, because first of all, they are like, you have direct interaction with teachers.
Hmm.
You can ask any doubt after the class in the breaks, or even like
Right.
after you completed the session, you completed the subject. Like, you can contact anytime you want.
True. True.
And sir, also like uh, kind offline sessions, I think they give you a kind of confidence,
Yeah.
because you will answer, so you will know like, yeah, where I am standing,
Mhm.
in like how much hard work I need now, or how much
Right.
hard work like I can do, or how much study time I can increase or decrease. Like, I we can modify ourselves,
True.
our
That's
schedules.
that's absolutely true. You have rightly mentioned one thing, that basically you know where do you stand, because when there are a lot of people around, you definitely get motivated by the others who have been answering in the class and all of that. Very good.
Yes, sir.
Next question to you would be basically about the test series which were conducted, the test series on the app. Secondly, the test and discussions, like, and lastly the rapid revisions. I know sometimes too many classes become overwhelming, but obviously you would have had a tough time initially to manage all of this. But how did you manage that? मतलब दिक्कत तो आई होगी initially, but how did you tackle all of this? So, Dr. Yuraj?
ये सर स्टार्टिंग में तो बहुत काफी प्रॉब्लम थी कि सिटिंग नहीं
Mm-hmm.
बन रही, लाइब्रेरी
Right.
कैसे मैनेज करें, सेल्फ स्टडी कैसे करें, फिर पीवाईक्यूज भी करने हैं, क्वेश्चंस भी करने हैं, और फिर ग्रैंड टेस्ट देने की हिम्मत भी जुटानी है कि हाँ भाई पहला ग्रैंड टेस्ट देना है, फिर सेकंड देना है, उसके नंबर फेस करो। तो बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स थी, पर स्टार्टिंग में बस एक बार सोच लो कि छोड़ना नहीं है,
Right.
लगे रहो।
That's right.
अगर
That's
ये
right.
मतलब अपना माइंडसेट बना के आओ पहले से ही कि छोड़ना नहीं है, कुछ भी हो, गलत हो सही हो, चाहे तुम्हारे ऐसा भी हुआ है बहुत बार कि 10 के 10 क्वेश्चंस, 20 के 20 क्वेश्चंस, पूरा जो हम कस्टम मॉड्यूल बनाते हैं वो भी गलत हुआ है। मतलब उसके बाद हाँ, तुम्हें गिव अप नहीं करना, दैट्स इट। पहले माइंडसेट अपना पक्का बना के आओ कि हाँ भाई हमने पढ़ना है, पढ़ने आए हैं, पढ़ेंगे ही,
So that's most important. जैसे तुमने
बाकी सब
बताया.
अपने आप हो जाएगा।
Right. That's yeah.
हैं
Go ahead.
सर, और जैसे क्लासेस थी कि आई जैसे मैंने अपने शेड्यूल्स अकॉर्डिंग टू जो एएफएमजी के शेड्यूल्स है
Mm-hmm.
उनके पैरेलल बनाए कि जो सब्जेक्ट
Right.
वहां पे चल रहा है या तो वही सेम सब्जेक्ट या फिर उससे रिलेटेड सब्जेक्ट, उसकी रिवीजन उठाता था,
Nice.
उसके क्वेश्चंस करता था।
Yeah, I feel this is a important thing that you have rightly discussed over here. That basically जो subject अभी चल रहा है या जो subject अभी recently हुआ है definitely और या related subject you were
हेलो जी
definitely studying at the same point of time. So that's a great advice. Now, my next question in this
जी सर।
regards would be to Dr. Paki basically. Like you were attending all the online sessions. So obviously, as I've asked them also, like attending all the sessions throughout the day and then revising the content at the night time, then definitely preparing for the upcoming TNDs or the test and discussions, and lastly rapid revisions. All of this definitely I know it's difficult, but how were you able to manage this quite well? Like,
Sir, the most helpful thing was for me to follow the schedule.
mm-hmm,
Like if my classes were usually they were not in the morning, they were starting in the noon. So I was
mm-hmm,
able to get up in the early in the morning and do PYQs of the topic I had previously studied at the
right,
night. And the thing which helped me in rapid revision,
mm-hmm,
the subjects that I had already studied, they were given so comprehensively, the most important points, and I didn't have to study microcontroller FMT again, and I didn't have to study PSM because
right,
in the rapid revision it was all given there, so I could focus on the PYQs. And one thing that helped me very much, the teacher would like give you advice how to manage your schedule or how to study down, sit down and study. Then it was very helpful because the classes were at a time where I wouldn't have to think about, oh, I have to just get up and study. No, I could have a breakfast, study, then I can join the
right,
classes. And and then at night I would have time to revise all the subjects, which
true,
like Dr. Tali would do. He would say,
right,
revise everything you have studied today. That was very helpful in managing every topic you were, because there were many topics, so you have to
right,
revise everything because otherwise you would forget.
true.
Sir,
So
I
as
would
you,
like to add
yeah,
some point. I actually could not
sure, sure,
agree
sure.
more with
Go ahead, please.
could not agree more with Dr. Pakhi. I actually do the same. I was in offline session. I could completely agree that being in offline session is tiring. It's actually a lot tiring than we assume. But what main thing that helped me, like for me, last
Mm-hmm,
days were very panic. It's already everybody know it's gonna be panic. But the main thing that always helped me that once on the day itself, either I completely learn it or at least I should go through once for it, and I
true,
make sure that I completely do that particular time. And in that I give actually myself a timeline that okay, this topic should need to be done before that only. And also I like to add one more point what my colleague said, Dr. Yuvraj now, obviously, that he talk about online and offline. I know that this interview is gonna reach to so many students, like my juniors and everyone. They will also be confused about online and offline. See, one very important thing that आपको ही figure out करना है. कुछ बच्चे ऑनलाइन पढ़ते हैं, कुछ बच्चे ऑफलाइन पढ़ते हैं. हर कोई ऑनलाइन नहीं पढ़ सकता, हर कोई ऑफलाइन नहीं पढ़ सकता. And one advice I can give you that in those 6 months, test yourself. Either you can go for online or offline. Because अगर आपको लगता है कि भाई मैं नहीं पढ़ सकता खुद से, या मेरे को तभी याद होता है जब मुझे कोई सामने वाला पढ़ाए, तो go for offline. And if you are like कि नहीं, मेरा सिटिंग पावर अच्छा है, मुझ पे खुद की विल पे बहुत कंट्रोल है, मैं इजिली डिस्ट्रैक्ट नहीं होता, तो then you can go for online definitely. Of course, that depends on you and your study pattern, but these are the main points that you can decide. For me, I know that I cannot study online at all. मेरे को अगर मैं ऑनलाइन पढ़ रही हूँ, मेरे को मेरा बिस्तर दिखता था कि नेक्स्ट मोमेंट पर मैं सो रही होती थी. तो सॉरी फॉर द नॉइस, बट दैट्स आई वांट टू से, अगर आपको लगता है कि भाई आपको नहीं पढ़ सकते, देन गो फॉर ऑफलाइन. I know it can be overwhelming, but just prepare yourself. Those who are in university now, 6 months if you have left, prepare. At least prepare yourself mentally कि आने वाले 6 महीने, I mean the preparation time, this journey, it's gonna be hectic. So that's what I would like to say.
Great. You have wonderfully explained each and every point basically, and this would be really helpful for those who are still in a dilemma of online and offline. Thank you so much for putting it down. And as rightly both of you have mentioned, key revising everything daily on a daily basis definitely would not pile up things, and then it would be easily revisable as well at the same point, right? Now, I would move further to Dr. Vikalp. Please let me know basically how has been your experience with the regular classes and then managing TNDs, because I've seen a lot of people missing out TNDs. So, what do you think definitely has been like? How did you manage all of that? And were you attending TNDs regularly, or did you miss? And like, what has been your experience, Dr. Vikalp?
So my schedule is a bit but a bit different. Actually, sir, I attend the classes, and after that, I was the kind of guy who just cannot study after the class. Like I put a lot of concentration into the class. Now I just got exhausted. कि अब नहीं होगा भाई. So I just eat well and I just go to bed. I take a good nap. Then I get up early in the morning, like around 5, 6. I'm a morning person. Then, like the efficiency is being increased, like a lot, 3 times, 2 times. And I flip through the pages which been taught yesterday, and then I try to do few questions of myself. Then sometimes I rather like, of course, offline session is more interactive. But so most of the time, what I did is for managing both the things. I have not attended live TND classes. I just watched the recorded version of them in 2x speed. Sir, so that strategy helped me to cover both the things like without piling it up. So
Right.
yes, so like 4 hours TND or 5 hours TND just compiled into 2 hours or 2.5 hours. So that really helped me a lot. And like it's like everyone is not a morning person. I understand that like it's very hectic. Then if you can, then you have to after coming from the class, you have to like chit chat with your friends a bit, like and eat well, and then you can go on back to the studies. And like when you get up, then prepare your schedule according to that, because I've seen certain TNDs and classes are held in such a pattern that when one subject is completed, then only the questions are being uploaded in the app of that particular subject, and then TND of the subject is happening. And
Right.
the FMG team has also scheduled the subjects in such a way that it's not very hectic for the student. The subjects are maybe linked or major subject and a minor subject. It's like not in the continuation, especially
Right.
TND. So this thing also helped me a lot in AFMG, that they're just not giving the baggage to the students. Yeah, I have given all you have completed. They're systematically arranging everything, and then they're giving to the students, so that they're thinking from aspect of students too, that okay, they cannot do in such a short time this much thing, so let's break it down. Like TND sessions are also in FMG app are being given in such a way that 2 hours, then 2 hours, then 3 hours. So okay, I've completed 2 videos now, and now it's in my mind, the third video is left. I'll come back home, I'll watch it again, maybe in 2x speed. So it will take 1 hour, 1.5 hours. So this strategy helped me a lot. And so one more thing, like it's out from your question, but I want to ask, I want to tell like my friends and my juniors that many topics are common. Like for example, if I give vitamins are very important, like in whole medicine, in whole MBBS. So I've seen vitamins are coming from PSM, they're coming from biochemistry, from maybe physiology sometime. So I did one thing, that I created common notes for vitamins, and in whatever subject I find, okay, this thing is there, this thing is there, I just added one. In psychiatry also vitamins are there, sir. So I don't have to study it again in every topic. Like, study once and study like this, that you can solve each and every question of that particular topic.
True.
Talking for about surgery, medicine, many things are common. And for about FMD surgery, many things are common. So this, while when you'll be like preparing for whole 19 subject in first revision, you'll come to know that topics are interlinked. And if you'll study that, then I think 40%, and maybe not 40, but 30% course is completed. Like if you study the common topics in whole 19 subjects, this thing really helped me a lot.
True.
And talking for about TNDs, like I manage this way only. Like most of the TNDs I watch online, and if I got time, I personally contacted to you. And I
Right.
also, if like I'm not too tired, then or if I know the subject, I just flip through the PDF which has been provided in AFMG app, also in WhatsApp group
Mhm.
made by Mahesh sir. So again, I'm saying the same thing, that communication and the structured learning which is being made up by AFMG team is in such a nice way that they're not lacking anywhere in helping the students. Like you can directly reach out anytime to any faculty or to the administrator of Mahesh sir, sorry. He'll help you. And any notes, any PDF, if you want, you can just directly ask to the teachers. If you cannot guarantee, and you can watch the recorded version. If you are well prepared with that subject, don't watch it, don't waste your time, give your time to some other subject, just turn to the PDFs. Again, TNDs are very important by Dr. Omkar sir. You cannot miss them. Like if you're watching them thrice too, I can say that that's also not 100%. You can watch them again, again and again, because every time when I watch it, I've learned something new. It's very important. He's not talking about, when he's talking about surgery or medicine, he's just not talking about medicine or surgery. He's interlinking so many subjects, and the TND bundle is a burst of knowledge, I can say. That everything, every aspect, and every 19 subjects are connected in such a way that questions have been formed right now in such a way that they're interlinked. So it helps us to clear the question, to clear the exam. So TNDs are must, watch them. I can say that if you have completed the subject back in university and you don't want to attend the class, don't do it. But watch TND of Omkar sir of this particular subject. That's must, and that's very important.
Thank you so much. So definitely you have compiled it very well. Basically, that if you do not have time, so rather than missing the TND completely, you can watch it later on the recorded videos at a 1.5 or 2x speed. That's definitely a good advice that everybody should definitely keep in mind. Rather than skipping a subject, this is a good advice. Now, my next would be about the preparation strategy, basically. Okay. So the first thing I would like to ask you, like I will divide you into two groups. The first one definitely would be about the revisions. How many revisions did you do? What was your approach while definitely doing those revisions? And what was the special thing that you did for revisions? So for revisions, I would definitely talk to the girls gang. So let's start with Dr. Komal.
My pleasure, sir. So before that, I think TND, that whole credit goes to you. The kind of integration you did just blows my mind always. But like you tell one topic and you tell about everything about that topic, and I would sit there as like, सर को इतना सब याद कैसे रहता है? मुझे कल की चीजें याद नहीं रहती, आपको इतना सब कैसे याद रहता है? Now that's with, I was like, I'm grateful for you.
My pleasure.
About this, my strategy. So I don't think so that what strategy I have made, I have followed that. That's very clear for me.
Mhm.
कि मैंने सोचा था कि भाई 4-5 रिवीजन तो बनती हैं. अब मेरे कुछ सब्जेक्ट्स की 2 रिवीजन हुई थी, कुछ की 3 हुई थी, और लाइक कुछ सब्जेक्ट्स की 4 हुई थी. सो बाय द टाइम अगस्त एंड, सो आई नो दैट कि 2 मेजर सब्जेक्ट तो हो गए हैं, सर्जरी और पीएसएम तो हो गए. मैंने सोचा कि चलो भाई रिवाइज करना चालू करते हैं. एंड मैंने सबसे पहले सर्जरी कंप्लीट किया था. मैं सोचा सर्जरी 15 दिन में कंप्लीट करते हूँ. लाइक ऑब्वियसली देयर वाज ऑफलाइन क्लासेस गोइंग ऑन, तो जब टाइम मिले तब सर्जरी पढ़ना चालू करते. वो सर्जरी करते करते वो 1 महीना खिंच गई. पीएसएम फिर चालू करी. वो पीएसएम मैंने सोचा कि ये 15 दिन में कंप्लीट करते. वो पीएसएम आधी के बाद कंप्लीट हुई नहीं, वो बाद में ही जब मैंने दोबारा उठाई. आई एम वेरी ऑनेस्ट, लाइक.
Right.
और मैं सोचती थी कि मैं सुबह उठ के पढ़ूंगी तो सुबह मुझसे नहीं उठा जाता. मेरा पूरे टाइम 6 महीने में every teacher said like correct your sleep schedule, but I cannot because I'm obviously a night owl. So for me it's like that. But yeah, like major subjects except PSM, like medicine, I think medicine credit goes to our university, Kazan State Medical University. For the at that time 3 years we continuously studied for medicine. So medicine, it's like okay, we know about medicine now, but other subjects like surgery, PSM, and OBGY. So I generally see these subjects. I at least like one reading, you know that okay, you go superficially. When you solve MCQs, then you solve MCQs. Again, you come and second time you read. Then at time you read something, then okay, this question might be asked in that question. So that how you clinically correlate, और आपको पता लग जाता है कि अच्छा इस पार्ट में से ऐसे क्वेश्चन पूछे जाते हैं. तो मैंने अपनी रिविजन्स में साथ साथ ना एमसीक्यूज भी ऐड करे थे कि एमसीक्यूज करने बहुत जरूरी है. लाइक आपने भी बोला था, बहुत सारे टीचर्स ने बोला था कि एमसीक्यू का पेपर है, थ्योरी का पेपर नहीं है.
राइट.
तो मैंने अपने ऐसे ऐसे करके एमसीक्यूज ऐड करना चालू करे. और सर ऐसा होता था कि मैं बहुत सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन स्किप करती थी, फिर बाद में कर देती थी, फिर तो इट्स लाइक मिक्स कॉम्बिनेशन. बट एज लाइक कि जब आपको मौका मिले आप पढ़ो और साथ ही साथ एमसीक्यूज को बहुत ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंस दो. एज लाइक इट्स लाइक 60%. अगर आप एमसीक्यूज का आर्ट सॉल्व करना जानते हो, एमसीक्यूज सॉल्व करना जानते हो, देन इट्स लाइक द गेम इज इन योर हैंड. एंड दैट्स द मेन थिंग, दैट्स द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग. एंड मैं कोशिश करती कि जब भी कोई टीचर बताते थे कि ये इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है या रिपीटेड है या फिर बहुत बार पूछा है या ऐसे ट्विस्ट करके पूछा है, तो आई यूज्ड टू मार्क देम. और जैसे कोई भी टीचर कभी भी कुछ भी बताता था इस टॉपिक से कि बेटा आपने माइक्रो में पढ़ा होगा तो इसका क्या था, तो आई यूज्ड टू राइट इन माय नोट्स. So whenever I study that topic and I see that okay, so there is a correlation with that, and I generally, after completing that subject or that topic, I generally go to that subject and just go through it. So that helped me a really, I mean, in so many ways, it helped me a lot. Thank you.
True. Two important advices I feel I can just conclude from your sorry, from you basically. The first thing that you rightly mentioned was the bigger subjects. Once the subject has been done, even when you have not started your other subjects revisions, you can actually continue doing revisions of these particular subjects. So till the end, you have at least gone through these major subjects once. So that's a really a great advice. And secondly, you said definitely using MCQs for the purpose of retrospective revision to understand basically like from where the questions could be made and in which manner the questions could be asked. That was a great advice. And lastly, one more point basically that you have told, that writing the extra points that the faculties actually tell you so that you can clinically correlate it later. Otherwise, I have seen a lot of times we speak a lot of things, but usually those are like bounced by many of the students. Some of the students are very serious and they note it down. That's great. Dr. Paki, what was your revision strategy? How many revisions did you do? And like what, definitely you had to manage with rapid revisions and all, but still, how many revisions were there?
So, for revisions, the main four subjects like medicine, PSM, OBGYN, and surgery, those were my main for focus for revision.
Right.
So, those were like I repeated, I think like 3 times after finishing the subjects.
Mm-hmm.
For the smaller subjects, I would say I didn't repeat them till the last month.
Okay.
So for that, I was going through rapid revisions, or I would
Mhm.
like just take the notes that I have made earlier in the class, and I would just play my video at 2x, the
Mhm.
class recorded videos, and I would just
Right.
go read it. And if I didn't understand something I have written, or some point I have forgotten about, but it is written there, so I would just watch the video.
Right.
That was my revision strategy. Revision, which I think one of the teachers also advised, that you have to focus on these four subjects mainly, and then do the MCQs. Like I would
Right.
do 20 MCQs of that topic. But in the last 2 months, I started focusing on like 100 PYQs a day, because that was all the advice that was given to us. Do the
Right.
PYQs of the topics. Like I The revision of OBGYN,
Mhm.
I had to go through the notes, and I was talking to some friends, and they were like, they were reading books of OBGYN, and we have like just this big pamphlet, and I was like, maybe we have uh, less topic. But then Dr. Vikas said, don't divert to any other notes or that. So
True.
I just studied the notes that were given to us, that annotated notes.
Right.
Like for subjects like microbiology or FMT, I just read those. I didn't even need to see the videos because the notes were complete enough.
Right. So one advice
Sir, I
that
like to say something.
yeah, sure, sure.
Like me and Paki, we talk about these four subjects. Like obviously, like every teacher said that these four subjects will help you, but they will not make you pass.
Right.
And after giving first part, I'll truly say that I don't know whether I'm going to pass this exam or not. This is the whole scenario. So, like the medicine faculty of AFMG, that sir said that boring is scoring. So, I would like to suggest my juniors that please focus on preclinical subject as well, because
True.
this time the game is all about preclinical subject. First paper, I was come out very anxious that I don't know. Luckily, I have a friend. Luckily, I have my best friend there. So she actually helped me, held my hand that okay, first paper is gone. Now second part is still in your hands, so go for that. But I still suggest you guys that always focus on your paraclinical subject as well, because that information is that information is fact based.
Right.
Yeah, that information is fact based. Nobody can change that information. And I know that biochemistry, anatomy take a toll on my mental health. Acceptable. I can
That's
say
true.
that. But anyhow, like some, I'm very grateful for the that thing that I think the very important part plays with paraclinical subject. I come home, I study that day. If I don't get anything, I ask next class, maybe in break. But please go ahead with paraclinical subjects, and my juniors, those who are listening in second year, please study paraclinical subjects.
That's great that you have advised basically that pre and paraclinical subjects are the most ignored ones, I feel, most of the times. So those should be given equal attention to first thing. And as Dr. Paki has rightly given an advice that this is the benefit only for the online batches. Basically, like you can actually use the main classes videos at a 2x speed for the purpose of revision for the minor subjects. And that's actually great basically because a lot of people like do not like at all to read the notes. So yeah, that's a good advice. Now, I would like to come to the boys' gang, and the question to you would be about the MCQs. How majorly MCQ solving impacts your journey or your preparation, basically? How important it is to solve? How much was the frequency of solving MCQs? How many MCQs on a daily basis? So, and how did you approach the MCQs? Because a lot of times, as we have discussed, that most of the times we get the MCQs wrong. Or is it only important to solve the MCQs or even the explanations and everything? So, what was your approach, Dr. Yuvraj?
यस सर। एमसीक्यू के बारे में सर मैं कहूँगा कि मैं एमसीक्यू करता था। मैंने शुरू से ही एमसीक्यू करे हैं। पहले मैंने सोचा कि एफएमजी सॉल्यूशन निपटाता हूँ पूरी, उसे बेस बनाता हूँ, एक उसके एक्सप्लेनेशन पढ़ता हूँ। पर ऑलमोस्ट 10 से 12 सब्जेक्ट मैंने उससे करे, बाकी नहीं करे। फिर मेरे पास अलग दूसरे प्लेटफॉर्म थे एमसीक्यू करने के लिए। मैं एक्सप्लेनेशन बहुत कम पढ़ता था उस प्लेटफॉर्म्स की। मैं बेसिकली अपने नोट्स उठाता था, नोट्स में देखता था कि जो गलती मुझसे हुई है, क्योंकि मुझसे गलती उनमें होती थी जो जो टॉपिक मुझे आते थे सबसे ज्यादा सिली मिस्टेक्स। मैं कहता था ये टॉपिक में कभी गलत नहीं होगा, वही टॉपिक मुझसे गलत होता बार बार, हर बार। तो फिर मैंने अपने नोट्स उठाने शुरू करे, जिसने मुझे मतलब काफी हेल्प करी। अपने नोट्स से तुम्हें पता रहना चाहिए कि किस पेज पे क्या लिखा है,
True.
तो कभी तुम्हारा एमसीक्यू कभी गलत नहीं होगा। और रिविजन्स के बारे में एक चीज बोलूंगा कि
Right.
पहली रिवीजन जो तुम्हारी होनी चाहिए हमेशा थोरो होनी चाहिए, अच्छे से। तुम जब याद करो तो तुम्हें पता होना चाहिए कि उस पेज पे ये लिखा है। दूसरी रिवीजन जब भी करो तो क्वेश्चन से स्टार्ट करो, कुछ मत सोचो गलत हो रहे हैं, 100 के 100 गलत हो रहे हैं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। क्वेश्चन से दूसरी रिवीजन स्टार्ट होनी चाहिए। क्वेश्चन 100% रोल प्ले करते हैं क्योंकि गेम ही क्वेश्चन का है। बिना
Right.
एमसीक्यू के तुम्हारी नॉलेज जीरो है। बच्चे इतने हैं जिनको दुनिया भर की नॉलेज है पर क्वेश्चन सॉल्विंग जीरो है, तो कोई फायदा नहीं है उस नॉलेज का सर। तो
True.
क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करो बहुत ज्यादा, 100 100 150 150। अब ऐसा भी नहीं कि 300 कर लिया और उसके एक्सप्लेनेशन नहीं पढ़ी। एक्सप्लेनेशन भी पढ़नी जरूरी है, चाहे तुम अपने नोट से पढ़ो, चाहे उस प्लेटफॉर्म से पढ़ो, जैसे ही पढ़ो क्वेश्चंस करने बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है सर।
Right. That was a very different approach altogether, I've heard, but that's really great basically because you said कि explanations जो गलत हो रहे questions उनका explanation note से पढ़ना, and that actually helps to foster the photographic memory of yours. मतलब जितनी बार बार notes देखोगे उतनी बार अच्छे से याद रहेगी चीजें. Great. Dr. Vikalp, what is your take on MCQ solving and how did you approach them? How much was the frequency?
Sir, when I was studying in offline classes, seniors there came to motivate us. One senior told one thing that if you are solving 20 MCQs, those are not 20 MCQs, those are 80 MCQs actually, because every MCQ consists of 4 options, and
Mm.
20 MCQs, that means 80 options, right? So 80 options, 80 explanations, because you don't know amongst them only question will be twisted in the examination or in your GTs. And so I believe frequency should can be low, should be low, but quality should be nice. If you are
Right.
doing per day 80, 100 MCQs, I did 100. I never did more than 100 MCQs per day, but I did them solid. That too, I've divided them in sessions like 50 in the morning, 50 in the evening. So uh, I read the explanation properly. I read there, but when if I find something that is like not telling, like that is not like getting into me, then I just pick up my notes and then I read it from there because that notes we've already read. So again and again, seeing the same things, like make it learn it more wisely. So read the explanations and make MCQs like into your habit. Like make a part or like make MCQs a part of your life. Like while brushing also, I like मैं ब्रश करता था तो भी MCQ सॉल्व करता रहता था, क्योंकि मुझे पता है उस स्पेयर टाइम में उसमें दिमाग चलाऊंगा. पैसिव लर्निंग नहीं, एक्टिव लर्निंग करनी है अभी, क्योंकि मेरा दिमाग ब्रशिंग में है. पैसिव लर्निंग करूंगा नहीं होगा भाई, मैं ब्रश करते करते किताब पकड़ूंगा नहीं होगा, ब्रश करते करते MCQs करूंगा तो दिमाग चलाना ही पड़ेगा मुझको. तो ऐसी
Right.
जगह जहां आपको लगे कि आप डिस्ट्रैक्ट हो रहे हो या फिर फैमिली के साथ बैठे हो कभी कभी और आप पैसिव लर्निंग नहीं कर सकते, तो आप एक्टिव लर्निंग पे चले जाओ. एक्टिव मतलब दिमाग चलाना. तो वॉशरूम भी जाता था, मैं MCQ सॉल्व करता था. 20 कस्टम मॉड्यूल्स का बना के जाता था कि हाँ
Right.
MCQs करने हैं. ब्रश करते वक्त MCQs, ठंड बहुत थी तो धूप में बैठे तो MCQs कर लिए. कभी कभी ऐसे कुछ हल्का स्नैक्स वगैरह ले रहे हैं, चाय वगैरह पी रहे हैं तो MCQs कर लिए. तो ऐसे करते करते मेरे कभी कभी 100 भी पार चले जाते थे, तो मैं गिनता नहीं था, काउंट नहीं करता था. बस इतना है कि कभी कम कभी ज्यादा, बिकॉज गिनने से कुछ होगा नहीं. क्वालिटी मेंटेन करो. लाइक ठीक है, नहीं आज कभी नहीं हुए तो कल ज्यादा हो गए, बिकॉज साइमल्टेनियसली वी हैव टू डू रिविजन्स टू. क्योंकि
True.
फिर गलत भी होने लगते हैं MCQs, तो डिप्रेशन आता है कि भाई इतना पढ़ा, इतना ज्यादा पढ़ा, बन ही नहीं रहे हैं फिर भी. तो
Right.
बस वो एक पीक होता है, वो पास करना रहता है कि हाँ नहीं बन रहा, कोई बात नहीं, और भी बच्चे हैं और भी स्टूडेंट्स हमारे जैसे, उनको भी ये प्रॉब्लम फेस हो रही होगी. तो जिन्होंने पास किया एग्जाम, हमारे जैसे वो लोग हैं, उन्होंने उनका भी यही फेस आया था. जस्ट स्टिक टू इट, बी कंसिस्टेंट, बी परसिस्टेंट, डू इट, हो जाएगा. स्टार्टिंग में नहीं बनते, मुझसे भी नहीं बने थे. मैंने जब पहला GT दिया था, आई थिंक मेरे कुछ 145 या 148 आए थे. बट ठीक है, बट मेक श्योर कि अगले GTs में उससे ज्यादा आए, उससे कम नहीं
True.
होने चाहिए. दैट मीन्स यूर ऑन राइट ट्रैक, यू आर रिवाइजिंग. तो एक GT के बेसिस पे कभी भी आप ये मत बोलो कि भाई मैं तो गया काम से. कम से कम मिनिमम मिनिमम 3 दे दो, उसके बाद देख लो कि तुम कहाँ स्टैंड करते हो. ये एडवाइस डॉक्टर ओमकार सर ने मुझे दी थी. बहुत सी एडवाइसेस जो मैं दे रहा हूँ डॉक्टर ओमकार सर की ही है, मैंने उन्हीं को फॉलो किया, उन्हीं के TNDs देखे. मैंने उनको जब से लाइक मैंने प्रिपरेशन शुरू करी, मैंने उनको ही फॉलो किया जब से वो मुझे जानते भी नहीं थे. तो MCQs को अपनी लाइफ, जब 6 मंथ्स जो प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हो, मेक अ पार्ट ऑफ योर लाइफ. लाइक एकदम मतलब घोल लो. लाइक जैसे नींबू पानी बनाने में चीनी घोलते तो उनको अपनी लाइफ में घोल लो. डोंट स्केयर, मुझसे डरो मत, क्योंकि उन MCQs ही करने एग्जाम में डर के, अभी डरोगे तो फिर बाद में दिक्कत हो जाएगी. तो उनको अपनी लाइफ में घोलो. व्हेन एवर यू गेट टाइम, जस्ट डू द MCQs. क्या ही हो जाएगा, गलती तो होंगे, अगली बार ठीक हो जाएंगे, फिर गलत फिर ठीक हो जाएगा. सो बस ऐसे MCQs करते रहो, क्वालिटी को मेंटेन करो, क्वांटिटी इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है. बहुत से मेरे फ्रेंड्स हैं जिन्होंने थर्ड अटेम्प्ट फोर्थ अटेम्प्ट चल रहा है, सब कुछ करते हैं भाई, 300 MCQs कर लिए बट नहीं हुआ. मुझे भी नहीं समझ में आता क्यों हुआ, बट क्वालिटी MCQs की अच्छी होगी, जो कि है एक अच्छा कोई ट्रस्टेड सोर्स ले लो. फिर सेकंड तो AFMG, तो ऑफ कोर्स उससे कर सकते हो. फिर सर के ही बना MCQs होते हैं, तो वो सर के बना MCQs तो ऐसे होते हैं कि वो पूरे टॉपिक की, फॉर एग्जांपल फ्यूक्रोमोसाइटोमा पढ़ोगे तो फ्यूक्रोमोसाइटोमा पूरे कवर हो जाएगा भाई. इन्वेस्टिगेशन ऑफ चॉइस, ट्रीटमेंट, इटियोलॉजी, सब कुछ. तो सर के MCQs बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. उसके बाद तुम खुद करोगे तो तुम सर का पढ़ लिया, फिर कोई MCQs में गलती होने नहीं वाली. तो उसके बाद फिर एक मैंने मैरोज रखा था अपना ट्रस्टेड सोर्स फॉर फॉर प्रिपरेशन. कस्टम मॉड्यूल्स में बहुत करता था, बिकॉज उसमें
Right.
क्या मैंने वो अपने अकॉर्डिंग हम बना सकते हैं कि जो सब्जेक्ट कंप्लीट कर लिया उसका कस्टम मॉड्यूल बना लो. दैट वुड बी लाइक रियली हेल्पफुल। फिर उसके बाद जीटीज वगैरह दिए धीरे धीरे। तो इस तरीके से धीरे धीरे आगे बढ़ते, ऐसा नहीं एक दिन में 100 लगाना शुरू कर दिया। आई स्टार्टेड विद 20, देन 40, देन 80। उसके बाद मैंने 80 से डबल सीधे कर लिया जीटीज, क्योंकि टाइम भी हमें साथ साथ देखना पड़ता है। 100 MCQs लास्ट के 2 मंथ्स में अगर आप कर रहे हो पर डे तो सफिशिएंट है मेरे ख्याल से, बट क्वालिटी होनी चाहिए।
राइट
इजी इजी नहीं, क्वालिटी थोड़ा मतलब इंटरलिंक्ड हो। एंड ऐसा नहीं सीधे इन्वेस्टिगेशन ऑफ चॉइसेस दिस 4 ऑप्शन है, थोड़े इंटरलिंक्ड होंगे तो मजा आएगा, क्योंकि क्वेश्चंस ऐसे आते हैं अभी। So,
राइट
मैंने सर
दैट्स
ऐसे ही किया था।
दैट्स
Sir,
एब्सोल्युटली
I
ट्रू
also,
सर एक चीज ऐड
sorry to
करना चाहता हूँ
interrupt.
मैं जीटी के बारे में।
या गो हेड प्लीज
ये सर जैसे कोई भी जीटी देता है ना, तो जीटी उसी दिन रिव्यू करो, पेंडिंग मत रखो उसे। उसी के
राइट
उसी दिन तुम्हें रिव्यू करना है। और जो तुम्हारे पास फोटोज आती है ना पीवाईटीज की और इन सब चीजों की, कुछ नहीं होता। खुद लिखो पीवाईटीज बैठ के कौन सा किसने पूछा है, क्योंकि सब पीवाईटीज देखने गया था तो पूरी बुक ही थी, बुक से ज्यादा ही था। तो मैंने सर जितने पीवाईटीज थे वो खुद ही लिखे
राइट
कि हाँ ये पीवाईटीज आए हैं, ये पीवाईक्यूज आए हैं। और सर थोड़ी कॉन्ट्राइंडिकेट करूंगा मैं विकल्प की बात को, कि जीटी में पहले में ज्यादा आ गए तो दूसरे में कम नहीं आने चाहिए। मेरे तो दूसरे तीसरे में कम आए थे सर। मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि कम आ रहे हैं तो गलत है, क्या पता वो जीटी
राइट
हार्ड हो, क्या पता वो
राइट
तुमने टॉपिक्स ही ना पढ़े हो, क्या पता वो
ट्रू ट्रू
पीवाईटीज का जीटी ही ना हो। बहुत सारे उसके चांसेस हैं। तो सर ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि जीटी में कम नंबर आ रहे हैं वो। और मैं अब तक एक ही जीटी में पास हुआ था, मैंने कम से कम 7-8 जीटी दिए थे। लास्ट जीटी में पास हुआ था जो एफएमजी का हुआ था, उसके बाद फिर फाइनल में पास हुआ हूँ।
Great. That's, I
हाँ
feel,
सर।
a very important advice both of you have given. First, Dr. Vikalp basically rightly mentioned that make MCQs a part of your life. It should not, like, you should not see them something as a different thing. And, like, a task nahi hona chahiye tumhare liye, first things. And second, Dr. Yuvraj has rightly mentioned, even if you're scoring less, that's absolutely fine. You never know definitely the difficulty level of the GTs. Sometimes it may happen that you're not improving, but at least analyze the GT and then definitely make a conclusion about it. That's very important. Now, my second last question to all of you would be that basically in your journey, we know that I always tend to say that this is not a sprint, this is a marathon, long marathon. You would have your patches of struggles, obstacles, some emotional, mental lowdowns, personal, family issues, financial issues, multiple things definitely might have come in your way. So obviously there would have been some people, that is your family, your friends, or your faculties, somebody to mention definitely apart from me, please. So definitely, so you want to specially mention any of your friend, any of your family members, you can go forward and thank them. Let's start with Dr. Vikal.
Sir, I don't know why you're saying this, but sir, for me, like I
Because
want.
we have spoken about myself a lot, so I want basically the other ones to be addressed.
Sir, true motivation always, like, I think comes from like parents only. Like,
Right.
of course, it was my dream to become a doctor when I was in class 9, but my father also motivated me. Like, of course, like it's not like I got success in first attempt. Many failures were also there. So at that time, he was continuously supporting me, stick to me, and I was when I was in my preparation days, like I was thinking that someday result will come and we all will be getting that PDF of like I don't know how many pages, and then we'll just type our roll number there, and only one button would be there, which will show what would be in the column and the rows and your marks. So I just tried that when I'll be seeing that PDF, that score card, I should not be disappointed. Like study like that, because at that time things should not be revolving around back of your mind that अच्छा ये कर लेता तो ये हो जाता, अरे यार शिट, रिग्रेट वाला फेज नहीं होना चाहिए। ठीक है
True.
नहीं होता अगर तो मेहनत की थी नहीं हो, बट रिग्रेट मत करो। ये वाली चीज एक मैंने फोकस करी उस टाइम पे। एंड सर ऑफ कोर्स मोटिवेशन तो पेरेंट्स ही रहते हैं, मेरा भाई भी रहा, बिकॉज वो मुझसे छोटा है, बट ही स्टार्टेड टू अर्न अर्ली, इंजीनियर ऑफ कोर्स। तो फैमिली सर मेरा मोटिवेशन था। एंड ऑफ कोर्स डॉक्टर ओमकार सर द बिगेस्ट मोटिवेशन ऑफ माय लाइफ, लाइक ही इज आल्सो एन एफएमजी एंड ऑल। And of course, like I don't know, but I'm so much fond of watching medical dramas and all, so that inspire me a lot to save lives. Because eventually everyone is like, okay, it's good to earn. Money is important, of course, and we also want to earn. We want to earn a lot. I want to earn a lot, but at the back of our mind, every doctor's dream and like it's job of passion and compassion. So somewhere at the back of the mind, it's like to I want to save someone's life. that thing was always ringing like a bell, like, okay, someday if I skip the chapter of CVS and a person lands to the OPD with angina, stable angina, and I'm blank, I'm not doing anything, I don't know what to do. So that
Right.
situation should not be built up. So study like that, that's the core motivation for each and every medical student or a doctor.
Right.
That was with me, my parents was with me, few of my friends, of course, and God and
Great.
Dr. Omkar.
Great, great. So you have rightly mentioned basically study for the day that you should not regret that you skipped this particular topic. That was a great motivation, obviously. Dr. Komal, anybody to be specially mentioned in this journey, definitely that you had?
Sir, one thing that I would like to say, like my point of view or
Sure,
my
sure, sure.
preparation, that I was so motivated in the starting of this. Obviously, and that motivation helped, of course, because I used to study on that day itself, or maybe on the next day, or maybe when there is off. So I used to complete that topic. Apart from that, I'd like to say that don't take too much pressure. Like obviously, pressure is gonna be there, but don't take too much, because I did that and I lag after that point of time. I lag in my preparation and then I have to obviously cope up. So take breaks, maybe not like every other day should not be a break, but take decent amount of break at least.
Right.
Like you can do like this, like study like morning till evening, then at least go to some, maybe cafe or maybe some place, so that you can relax your mind. And this is the one thing that I did not do, but when people are gonna say that, why are you suggesting, because I know that when there will be a chronic fatigue if you
True.
take too much stress, and if you're not going to give you a break, then there's going to be chronic fatigue and your mind will suddenly switch off. That actually happened with me in the last after 25th December. My mind just stopped working. My
Right.
mind switch off, like it is actually not recalling the information. I can say that because of the exam pressure, obviously, that
True.
happened. But I feel like because I didn't take appropriate amount of break, so that is the main thing. At least you can take a break. And
Right.
one thing I also like to add, for my the biggest motivation, obviously, like my parents, like you said, that those two faces, that smile is worth it. When I see my result, the next thing I hugged my father and I shout like crazy person. So obviously, and have faith and confidence in yourself that okay, you have to do this, you get this. आपने 6 साल कुछ तो भी पढ़ा होगा, कि
Right.
कुछ तो ऐसा करा होगा आपने कि ठीक है कि मैं कर सकता हूँ, और अपने ऊपर कॉन्फिडेंस रखो. मैं बहुत अंडर कॉन्फिडेंट पर्सन हूँ, मैं अभी भी हूँ, बट शायद एफएमजी के बाद मैं अब कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ थोड़ा सा चीज़ों को हैंडल करना सीखूं. बट ऑब्वियस एंड वन मोर थिंग आई लाइक टू ऐड, कि मेरे घर में शादी थी मेरी सिस्टर की. देन एवरीबडी वाज देयर ऑफ कोर्स. पीपल आर एक्चुअली वेटिंग फॉर मी टू फेल. And I actually don't want anybody to question my father, his choices that he made to, I came from a very conservative family and from very background that is actually where the girl child is not supported to study. My father took a big step and actually sent me overseas for study. And, so that gives me a big motivation that, okay, I don't want anybody to question my father about his decision. And also
Right.
like my 6 years of college life, I don't want anybody to question. And it's actually, maybe it sounds cringe to so many people, but it's a proud feeling when your father introduces to his friends, family members, like, okay, my daughter is a doctor now. So that's a very big uh, achievement, you can say. And actually we have earned that thing now. So that's a
True.
very big motivation. And also I like to thank my late maternal grandfather. So it was his dream to become a doctor. Then he passed this dream to me. And luckily, by his blessings, I have achieved that. So thank you so much.
Indeed, you have achieved that, and like congratulations on that too, Dr. Paki. In this long marathon, basically, you might have faced your kind of struggles. So, what has been your motivation, and anybody to be specially mentioned?
So, family, of course, parents, my younger sister, she has been my greatest support pillar. When I got my result, I was talking to her actually, and I sent her the PDF, and we were both checking for the scorecard. My parents, of course, because every FMG knows that what it is to live so far
Right.
away from home, and how much struggle everyone face in an abroad country and everything. So that was also a motivation. My seniors, whom I talked to for advice,
True.
and of course the teachers, you, Talib sir, Vikas sir. Vikas sir was a very big help in the last like 20 days. Whenever he would give advice of how to like manage your revisions or stress.
Right.
And of course, that's just my family was the
Great.
biggest motivation for everything. When I told them my result, that it was clear, because everyone knows that this is a very tough exam,
Right.
passing percentage is low, so it was the motivation came from there,
True.
that they would
Indeed,
be
I feel.
proud.
Yeah, indeed, they are proud, and I feel definitely, it's like the biggest support and the motivation should be your family, and is always your family, definitely. Dr. Yuvraj, anybody to be specially mentioned, and like what kind of struggles you had?
ये सर स्पेशली मैं तो अपने पापा का ही थैंक्स करूंगा। मतलब उन्होंने ट्रस्ट करा कि
Right.
पहले तो बाहर जा, फिर पढ़ के आ। मतलब मैंने तो कभी सोचा भी नहीं था कि मैं कर पाऊंगा। फिर वहां जाया, पता लगा कि कैसे क्या होता है, एमबीबीएस कुछ होती है, वहां जाके भी नहीं पता था। मतलब ब्लैंक आउट थे वहां
Right.
जाके 1 साल तो। फिर यहाँ पे आए तो उन्होंने ट्रस्ट दिखाया। उन्हीं की वजह से मुझे लगता है कि मैं मतलब आज यहाँ पे हूँ। अगर वो ना बोलते तो शायद मैं मतलब ना होता। अब भी हमारी इतनी बात नहीं होती जैसे पापा के साथ कि हाँ भाई, दूर से ही हेलो हाय, दूर से ही नमस्ते, दूर से ही डर डर मतलब डर रहता है। नॉर्थ इंडिया में काफी
Right.
है कि डरे रहते हैं। आई थिंक महाराष्ट्र साइड भी। हाँ जी सर। तो बस उन्होंने ही बोला था कि देख ले, लास्ट चांस है, तो कर सकता है मतलब। और मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जब भी वो मुझे नेगेटिवली पुश करते हैं तो मैं ज़्यादा मतलब ऊपर जाता हूँ। तो उन्होंने मुझे
True.
ऐसे ही बोला कि देख ले, मर्जी है, मैंने सब दे दिया अपना, अब तेरे ऊपर है, तू कर सकता है नहीं। तो उन्हीं की वजह से मुझे लगता है स्पेशली थिंग्स। और सर मेरी बहनें, मतलब जिन्होंने कॉन्स्टेंट सपोर्ट दिखाया, फाइनेंशियली भी काफ़ी दिखाया, और मेंटली तो दिखाया दिखाया, फाइनेंशियली काफ़ी उन्होंने मुझे हेल्प करी। तो सर
Great.
उनका बहुत ज़्यादा थैंक यू। और बाकी सर सीनियर्स थे, जैसे अनुश्री और मोहित, उन्होंने ही मुझे बताया था कि तुम्हें एफएमजी ज्वाइन करो, काफ़ी हेल्प होगी। और सच में काफ़ी हेल्प हुई सर। क्योंकि बिल्कुल जब आए थे वहाँ से तो लॉस्ट थे कि
Right.
कहाँ जाएं। जब हमारे 2-3 सब्जेक्ट हो गए थे तब बच्चे मतलब सोच रहे थे कि क्या ज्वाइन करना है। तो मतलब
Good.
ये
Good.
काफ़ी बड़ी हेल्प थी कि हम पहले ही रेस में, मतलब 1-2 महीना पहले ही चल रहे थे अपने शेड्यूल से,
Right.
अपने सिलेबस से। बाकी सर थैंक्स टू यू ऑल्सो। आप
My pleasure.
मतलब मैंने जित आपका इंटरव्यू देखा था लास्ट, जो सेरिबैलम पे डाला था, वो विवेक जैन सर के साथ। बस वो मैंने लास्ट के 10-15 दिन में देखा। मैंने देखा नहीं पूरे 6 महीने। मैंने कि उसे लास्ट में देखूंगा, उसे लास्ट में देखा। फिर काइंड ऑफ रीस्टार्ट हुआ, क्योंकि लास्ट के 10-15 दिन तो ऐसा लग रहा था कुछ पढ़ा ही नहीं। एक्चुअल में काफी पढ़ा था, पर
Mm-hmm.
मतलब ऐसे लॉस्ट थे बिल्कुल कि यार याद नहीं आ रहा ये है। तब मैंने आपका इंटरव्यू देखा, फिर मैंने रीस्टार्ट करा। मैंने कहा याद रहेगा, ठीक है, अपनी तरफ से बेस्ट शॉट दे दो एक बार, देखी
True.
जाएगी जो होगा। बस सर।
Sir, I'd like to say something.
Sure. Sure.
Obviously, we mentioned about our family, but there is one family that we have created ourselves, that are friends.
True.
That is actually, आप पेरेंट्स को नहीं समझा सकते, स्पेशली व्हेन यू came from a family where there's like no generational doctors or maybe not anybody who has any idea about this field. पर आपके फ्रेंड्स जो आपके साथ पढ़ रहे होते हैं उन्हें बहुत ज्यादा आइडिया होते हैं, और एक ना सर ऐसा हो जाता है कि अच्छा ये भी तो पानी में है, मैं भी उतने पानी में हूँ, तो ठीक है कि चलता है ऐसे करके. सो
Right.
ऑब्वियसली माई फ्रेंड्स स्टेड विद मी थ्रू आउट दिस होल जर्नी. और जब भी मेरे को लगता था ना, अगर मैं फोन करके, मैं तो अपने दोस्तों के साथ, वन ऑफ माई बेस्ट फ्रेंड सृष्टि, शी एक्चुअली, मैं उसके पास फोन करके रोई हूँ रात को 2 बजे कि भाई नहीं हो रहा, मुझसे तो नहीं हो रहा. एंड शी somehow she knows me that, and she has that trust on me. वो उसे मुझसे ज्यादा मुझ पे ट्रस्ट है, पता नहीं मुझे क्यों नहीं ट्रस्ट है, उसे मुझसे ज्यादा मुझ पे ट्रस्ट होता है, मतलब भाई तू कर लेगी, तू इतनी टेंशन क्यों ले रही है, वहां पे पढ़ के भी तो आए, और कुछ नहीं होगा. आई नो दैट ओके मार्क्स मैटर, मे बी टू समबडी इट मैटर्स, टू समबडी इट डजंट, बट उसने मुझे आखिर में समझाया इतना प्रेशर लेके क्या करना है, तुम मार्क्स मार्क्स करो, 150 तो लाने हैं, 150 तो ले ही आओगे, इतना तो खुद पे ट्रस्ट रखो. और उसके बाद सर मतलब जब भी मेरे को कुछ होता था, मैं बस उसे कहती थी भाई तू मेरा बस 2 मिनट के लिए रोना सुन ले, उसके बाद मैं वापस से पढ़ने पे लग जाऊंगी. सर ये होता है बिकॉज आप किसे समझाओगे, मैं अपने पेरेंट्स को अगर फोन करके अगर मैं रो दी तो वो परेशान हो जाएंगे. एंड एक्चुअली दैट हैपेंड आफ्टर कमिंग फ्रॉम एग्जाम. आई डोंट नो व्हाट काइंड ऑफ एंजाइटी आई हैव. एग्जाम खत्म हुआ और मेरे को रिजल्ट की टेंशन होनी चालू हो गई. मेरे पेरेंट्स मुझसे पूछ रहे हैं कि भाई रिजल्ट कैसा गया, कैसा आई मीन एग्जाम कैसा हुआ. All I told them कि मुझे नहीं पता, मुझसे बात मत करो. And that gave them so much tension, pressure. And somehow she visited my home and she told my father that okay, कि अंकल इसे सब पता है, बस ये बोल नहीं रही है, ये बहुत ज्यादा परेशान, तो आप टेंशन मत लो, पास हो जाएगी. And I don't know what kind of manifestation we did. We don't know, but I got passed and it's been a celebration since then. And all I want to say, it just it, I know it's like it kind of a step as well, and it's a something that you have to clear anyway. You have to clear. अगर आपको इंडिया में प्रैक्टिस करना है तो आपको काम क्लियर करना ही पड़ेगा, और कोई ऑप्शन है नहीं. देयर इज नो अदर वे. तो इट्स बेटर आप हंस के करो चाहे आप रो के करो, पर आप कर लो इस चीज को. ठीक है, मैं बस यही कहना चाहूंगी और इसके अलावा मैं कुछ नहीं कहना चाहती. आप अपने दोस्तों के साथ प्लीज स्टिक रहो. ठीक है, मैं मानती हूँ ओके कि आप उतनी फ्रेंडशिप तो नहीं रहेगी जैसे आपके कॉलेजेस में होती थी, बट एटलीस्ट जितना आप उनसे बात कर सकते हो दिन में या महीने में कभी भी, जस्ट गो अहेड, टॉक टू देम. आपको पता लग जाता है कि अच्छा ठीक है, एक शांति मिल जाती है ना. दैट 3 इडियट डायलॉग्स की दोस्त अगर फेल हो रहा हो तो अगर हम पास हो जाए या वो पास हो जाए तो दुख होता है, पर दोनों फेल हो तो खुशी हो जाती है कि ठीक है. So that how she helped me a lot, and obviously everybody around me was so supportive. Thank you so much.
Great. Definitely, indeed, it's very important to have good friends in life who are always supportive and motivating each other. That's great. So thank you so much having all of you here on board basically to answer our queries that FMG aspirants have. Was a pleasure indeed. And congratulations to all of you, and convey the same to your families as well. And on behalf of Team AFMG, wishing you all the very best for all the future endeavors and pursuit that you're going to undertake.
So
thank you so much.
Before
Thank
anything
you so much, sir.
happen, I just like to add one more point. Maybe you forgot about this one, that AFMG has organized one actually CBT based test. And you surprised to know that in that test I scored 183, and my recent score, my actually score is 186. So
Great.
all I can say, if it's very important to stimulate that part,
Right.
to stimulate that kind of, and that was like around 29 of December.
True.
So that actually tell me that okay, this is the place where I stand, and even if I still continue like this, just revise my notes, it will be perfectly normal for me. So that kind of an idea. So just stimulate and work hard, and also like study hard. Juniors पढ़ लो, paraclinical subject बहुत जरूरी है. That's all I have to say. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure indeed having all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
sir.
Gautam.
Good night, sir. Have a good